Hey class, I'm going to show you how to do your end project for this one. You are going to be making four different charting information 4 different ways. So the first is we're going to be making tally marks. We're going to use that information to draw a picture graph, a bar graph, and make a line plot. So you can do this with anything that you want. You could do the number of toys, like stuffed animals. You could do Lego pieces, Pokemon cards. I happen to have a bowl of Fruit Loops. So I'm going to be using Fruit Loops to make mine. And so I am going to draw out 10 Fruit Loops and record that information on my tally chart. Okay, so I have the different colors of Fruit Loops: red, yellow, orange, green, blue, and purple. And I'm not going to look in the bowl. My eyes are closed, and I'm going to pull out the first color, which is orange. So I'm going to make a tally mark for orange. And then I have a yellow. Next one is a yellow. Oops, wrong spot. That's where the Fruit Loop goes. And then I have purple. Next one is blue. Another blue. An orange. It's hard to tell that that's orange. It is. A yellow. And then how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 2 more. A red. And the last one, a red. So there's my tally chart. Now I need to make the totals. So the total of red is 2, total yellow is 3, total orange is 2, total green is 0, total blue is 2, and the total purple is 1. And that is the tally chart all complete. Now to use that information on a picture graph, I need to decide if I want it to be a vertical or a horizontal picture graph. Remember, both of them work just fine. And because my words are kind of long, I'm going to do mine as a horizontal graph. So I'm going to write the names across here. So we're going to have the red, yellow, orange, green, blue, and purple. And I'm going to just put my blocks for it. Now remember, on a picture graph, you don't use numbers on it. So for my red, I'm going to draw my red Fruit Loops. I had 1 red Fruit Loop, 2 red Fruit Loops, and they look just like a Fruit Loop. The yellow, I have 3. So nice 2, 3 yellow Fruit Loops. Orange was 2, so 1 orange and 2 orange Fruit Loops. The green had 0, so I don't need to draw anything there. Blue had 2, 1 Fruit Loop and 2 Fruit Loops. And the purple had 1. And there is the beautiful picture graph, all laid out and nice and neat. So the next one is the bar graph. I'm going to slide my paper up so you can see that one. And to make a bar graph, I do the same thing. Do I want to do it horizontally or vertically? I'll switch it up and we'll do vertical for this one. I'm going to make my box. I may not have left enough room to write. That's okay. We'll just use the first letter. So red, yellow, orange, green, blue, purple. Now remember, on these ones, we do use numbers. So I'm going to make my lines to separate them here. And then I'm going to draw my number boxes. So that would be, I need to have a 0. Oh, I can't say that one. Sorry, folks. So we can adjust it. There we go. And 1, 2, 3. I don't have any that had 4, but I'm just going to go ahead and put a 4 on there just because. Okay, now for my bar graph, I color in the lines to go to each number. Now, because I started with 0, left a box, that can be kind of confusing. I should have put in the 0 on the line, but that way we can show that that green had 0. Actually, we'll just leave that box as the label. So we're gonna just kind of say that box is in there. That'll be less confusing. And it's okay, it just needs to show that you understand how to read these and make them. So for red, I look back up at my tallies, which was 2. You can't see those. So I go over to the 2 and make sure I color in 2 boxes. So 1 and 2. Yellow had 3, so we do boxes 1, 2, and 3. Orange had 2, so boxes 1 and 2. Green had 0, blue has 2, and purple had 1. So there is my finished bar graph. And they can be all one color. It doesn't matter if you use multiple colors or not. For the line plot, we're actually going to be plotting the number of each one. So if I were going to label it, draw my line, and we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think that's all I need to go. So for our line plot, this would be number of each color. So this is going to show our information a different way. So what this is going to show is how many we had of each number, not the number of each color. Okay, so this is showing information a different way. That's why a line plot is kind of helpful. So for this one, I'm going to have to look at my tally chart and say how many of zeros, how many colors had 0. And in this one color had 0 of that color chosen. So above here, I'd put an X, or if you watch the Khan Academy, they use dots. Either way they work. Then for the number that had 1, I have purple that has 1, that had 1 color chosen. That was the only one for 1. And then how many had 2? So blue had a 2, orange had 2, and red had 2. So if I were going to do these in colors, which might make it easier to understand, green had 0. So make that a green. Maybe dots would be easier to see on that one. Purple was the one with 1. And blue, orange, and red all had 2 of each color. And then yellow is the only one that had 3 in each color. Okay, I'm doing pencil so it matches. There we go. So there are the 4 different ways of showing the information for my Fruit Loops. Let me see if I can back that up one so we can see it all. So I made the tally marks, totaled them up, drew a picture graph, made a bar graph, and then made a line plot. The hardest one to make the information for was the line plot because I had to think about it as terms of how many of each number were chosen rather than showing, like in this one, how many reds there were, how many oranges there were. So you'll notice that these don't show the same information because they're showing different things. This one is showing the number of each color. This is showing the number of times that number occurred over here. So how many times was 2 of a color chosen? That's why those show different information. But we're using the same Tasties, same cereal. Okay, so you can use anything you have at home to make yours. Just make sure that you show all 4 things. You have to might be a little creative with how you do your line plot.